What's up everyone, Riot Azael here, back with another episode of Lane Kingdom. Sometimes when you want to assert your dominance in lane, nothing works better than a good old-fashioned solo kill. And today on Lane Kingdom, we're looking at how Nisqy used some slick movement on his Pantheon to win trades and take down Ika's Yasuo in week 2 of the LCS. Everyone loves watching Yasuo die, and it's never sweeter than when it's at the highest competitive level. So in Champion Select, when Immortals lock in Yasuo, Cloud9 responds with their Pantheon counterpick. Pantheon has high kill pressure pre-6 against Yasuo, and by prioritizing early trading over farm, using abilities for poke instead of CSing, and positioning the lane for kill pressure, the Pantheon should be able to get an early lead on the Yasuo. The early game going well is essential when you look beyond the lane and into the jungle where Yasuo was paired with Gragas. At level 6, this combo will have huge kill threat that can swing the matchup. Whereas Pantheon is paired with Elise, one of the most dominant early junglers, that forces Yasuo into taking cleanse, leaving Pantheon with the more aggressive Ignite option. On a late blue buff invade, Pantheon collapses to zone out Yasuo and force Xmithie to blast cone away. This, in addition to the stronger level 1 from Cloud9, allows them to steal away the blue buff and force Gragas to start Wolves at 213. This delays Xmithie's gank timings and frees up Pantheon to play more aggressively in lane. In early trades, Nisqy knows avoiding the Yasuo Q will result in a win, so he's playing right on the edge of Ika's range in order to bait out and avoid the ability with a quick backstab. Note how Nisqy is keeping his mouse close to his character. This allows him to change direction incredibly quickly and keep constantly moving throughout the lane. With the ability on cooldown, Nisqy can trade and uses his empowered W into an auto attack combo, which gives an instant 10-stack conquer. He is able to anticipate and sidestep the next Yasuo Q, which secures a 1 trade and gives him time to freely shove and reset the wave. Nisqy shoves in a cannon wave and utilizes his free time that he earned to check the side of the map he knows Gragas will be clearing towards. When he sees the enemy Raptors are gone, it tells him that Gragas is either on the red buff or Krugs. This means he should have additional time before any incoming gank. Nisqy also knows that since the wave has crashed at his opponent's turret, the next wave will begin slow pushing towards it. This will overextend the Yasuo and put him in an extremely dangerous spot. So he begins playing more defensively to allow the wave to push, while stacking his passive to prepare for the next potential fight. Using his spear for poke damage, he only taps the Q instead of holding it down for a thrown spear, as this returns half of the cooldown, and it doesn't commit his stun until Ika dashes forward. He then holds his E until the stun is expired, trying to anticipate the Yasuo Q in order to block the damage and win the trade even harder. The trade ends with a follow-up spear, again with a tapped Q for the cooldown refund. Nisqy is now ahead in health and still has multiple potions available, so he pulls the wave to the side in order to keep it out of range of the turret and freeze it. Ika is put into a desperate situation. If he bases now, he'll lose tons of experience and gold to the freeze, so he feels very pressured to reset the wave before basing. If he can do it, he'll have almost made it to level 6 without too much of a deficit and be in a good spot to turn the lane around. Xmithie moves over to support Ika with an invade on the Raptors and spots Blabber. Meanwhile, Hawkwoe is moving up the river to support Ika even further, which gives Ika the confidence to feel safe enough to break this freeze and reset before heading back to base. This is when Nisqy strikes. He backsteps to avoid a Yasuo Q, hits an empowered Q on Ika, then moves to the side of the wave where Ika can only hit him or the minions. Ika uses his wind wall, so he no longer has it to block damage from Nisqy's E, and he tornadoes the minions to try to get the last of the wave in and reset. With Yasuo having abilities on cooldown, Nisqy thinks he has it. He pops his Corrupting Potion and uses W auto, Q auto, E combo, weaving in auto attacks between abilities for maximum damage and to fully charge his passive for the Q which is coming off of cooldown. Using his Ignite, he then flashes forward, anticipating Ika's flash. To make sure that distance cannot be created between the two champions, he lands the final spear and executes his opponent. This leaves Nisqy with first blood plus a 12 CS advantage. Ika has only 950 gold, where Nisqy is returning to base with 1620. This advantage would not have been possible without Nisqy's incredible movement throughout the laning phase, keeping his mouse close to his character and constantly making small dodges back and forth to avoid an incredible 9 of 11 of Ika's non-AoE Steel Tempest. Now that is what I call a lane king. Hindsight for our poor Yasuo, much like the year, is 2020. And Ica should have waited for support from Gragas and Thresh to reset the wave. They assumed Nisqy wouldn't go for the all-in play once Gragas had showed in the area. But in League, as in life, assumptions can bite you in the ass, and Cloud9 isn't the kind of team to just sit back. This also could have been avoided if Hakuho continued moving straight to mid lane to support Yasuo with a Lantern, or if Ica had simply been more patient. Cloud9 were able to use this mid lane advantage to snag both Dragons and Rift Herald and snowball the game into a sub 30-minute win. It just goes to show that when you're looking to get big advantages, sometimes you've got to be willing to take big risks and look to punish each and every mistake your opponents make. Let me know what you want to see from Lane Kingdom going forward. Solo kills? Losing matchups? CS domination? Follow me and give me your 2 cents on Twitter @RiotAzael, and I'll see you next time.